Good agriculture practices for wheat cultivation. This informative video on wheat production technology is developed for building the capacity of small farmers under the nutrition-sensitive component of the Program for Improved Nutrition in Sindh, which is funded by the European Union. This video has 3 sessions that will be organized with small farmers, keeping in view the different crop stages. Session 1. This session will be held in October, a month before crop cultivation, and covers up to the first 45 days of the crop's life, the tillering stage of wheat crop cultivation. Before discussing crop production technology of wheat, let's discuss the importance of wheat. Importance of wheat. Wheat is a major staple cereal food crop and is largely cultivated all over Pakistan. Wheat is a source of carbohydrates, protein, vitamins, and other dietary minerals. Wheat is a widely consumed crop all over the world. Pakistanis consume wheat daily. But in Pakistan, the yield per acre of wheat is less compared to other countries. Let's see the reason for the low production of wheat in Pakistan. Causes of low wheat production. Poor planning. Inappropriate time of sowing. Use of poor quality inputs. Lack of optimal financial resources. Lack of awareness about advanced techniques of sowing, land preparation, seed treatment, method of sowing, foliar application, imbalanced use of fertilizer application, weeds and pest infestation, shortage of irrigation water, post-harvest losses, improper storage space. Now, let's discuss the measures that need to be taken to improve wheat production. To ensure a seamless crop growing season, use a crop calendar for effective planning. The crop calendar is a visual representation of the different stages of the crop growing season, that is, seed sowing in the month of November, seeding stage after 25 days of sowing, tillering stage after 45 days of sowing, jointing stage after 75 days of sowing, heading stage after 95 days of sowing, duff stage after 100 days of sowing. It is an effective tool to plan activities and ensure that they are being performed at the right time. Mark the necessary dates of crucial activities on your calendar and display it at a prominent place. Cropping patterns in Sindh. Wheat is grown in 2 cropping systems such as cotton, wheat, cotton, rice, wheat, rice. Time of sowing. Sowing time is a critical factor. Planting the crop on time results in a higher yield. The 1st to 3rd week of November is the ideal time for sowing wheat. Planting afterwards up to mid-December can cause the yield to reduce drastically. Good quality seed. High quality seed give better yields. Source of certified seed or seed produced by the farmer can be used. It should be properly cleaned and graded. The seed should be pure, healthy and free of disease and pest. Clean seed will not contain stones, soil or weed seeds. Pure would mean that the variety is consistent and not mixed with anything. The seed germination rate should not be less than 85%. For seed germination analysis, soaking seed in a jute piece for 2 weeks is a recommended process. Choose the best variety of seed. Select a variety that suits your growing conditions. For instance, it may not always give the highest yield but will be influenced by the availability of water. Khirman, Sarang, Sasui, Sarsabs and Bitai are the best wheat varieties for semi-drought conditions. Sarsabs, Kiran and Bitai are good for semi-saline lands. Amber, Kiran, Sarsabs and TJ Trasi are good for late cultivation. Seed rate. For early sowing, use 50 kilograms of certified seed per acre. For late sowing, use 60 kilograms of certified seed per acre. In order to have a better yield, always use quality seed from certified sources such as Sindh Seed Corporation, Wheat Research Institute, Sakrand. Nuclear Institute of Agriculture, NIA, Tandojam. Private seed companies. Farmers can also produce their own good quality seed. Seed Foundation Cell, Tandojam. Seed dressings. Applying fungicidal seed treatment before sowing help reduce losses caused by seed-transmitted and soil-borne fungal diseases of wheat. Land preparation. Wheat fields must be well leveled for a uniform and healthy crop that can compete with weeds, use less water, and higher yields. For this, laser leveling technology is recommended. Overturn the soil by 3 times through tractor plowings and later plank it to break the soil clods into smaller mass and incorporate plant residue. Field boundaries should be strong and rat holes must be closed. Improve soil health or green manuring. By continuous cultivation of different crops, soils become deficient in organic matter. To improve physical health of soil, cultivate guara, barsim, and jantar at least once in 3 years. Incorporation of rice and wheat straw in soil. Incorporation of 8 to 10 tons of farmyard manure is recommended 40 to 50 days before cultivation. Method of sowing. Number 1. Raised bed planting method is an efficient irrigation technique. Number 2. Wheat seed drill method is the best for wheat sowing. Number 3. Broadcast sowing method is a traditional method and requires increased seed rate by 5%. Weed early. Weeds compete directly with the plants and reduce crop yield. If weeds are not controlled, then the crop's production can be reduced from 14 to 25%. Commonly occurring wheat crop weeds are dumbicity, wild oats, bathu, and lehli, etc. Effective weed management. Always use certified, clean, and weed-free seed. Manual weeding, known as hoeing, is the best strategy. Selective weedicides for broad and narrow-leaved weeds. Use wide-spectrum weedicides in case of both types of weeds. Herbicides and weedicides. Weedicide should be applied after the first irrigation in good moisture condition when weeds are at second and third leaf stage. Proper quantity of weedicides with water is crucial. Herbicides are poisonous. They can cause health and environment problems, so proper care is needed. Avoid eating and smoking during spraying weedicides. Label them clearly and keep them out of children's reach. Use of fertilizer. Apply fertilizer on the basis of the soil testing report. After the soil testing report, minerals and nutrients of the soil are calculated. Nitrogen is required for leaves to grow. Phosphorus is for root development and stem growth, and potassium is for the plant's immunity. Manure provides various nutrients to the plant. Use nitrogen and phosphorus in an appropriate combination. Use organic fertilizers such as farmyard manure, compost, and straw husk. Lodging may occur in case of applying too much fertilizer. Fertilizer application. For average soils, generally 1.5 bag of DAP and 2 to 3 bags of urea is recommended. Sandy soil and tube well irrigated soil will also require half to a whole bag of potash based on the findings of the soil testing report. Add the mixture of phosphorus, potash, and half the quantity of nitrogen. This must be broadcast in the soil before sowing. The remaining half of the nitrogen is top dressed with the first or second irrigation. Session 2. In this session, we will learn about irrigation stages, weed and pest management, and control of diseases. This session will be held in December and covers from the jointing stage, which is the 46th day, to the duff stage. Use water efficiently. Wheat crop requires 4 to 5 irrigations at different stages of growth. There are 3 critical stages which increase crop yield, grain quality, as well as improving the efficiency of other inputs such as fertilizers, herbicides, and pesticides. First irrigation should take place normally 20 to 25 days after sowing to maximize the water use efficiency, maintain the bunds, and level the fields. Tillering stage. Jointing stage. Heading stage. Zinc fortification. Pakistani soils are generally low in zinc, and zinc deficiency in food leads to micronutrient deficiency in human beings. Through zinc application, two benefits are achieved. The resulting yield increases, and zinc-enriched flour is beneficial for health. Zinc application. Zinc application is possible by two methods. Application of 10 kilograms of zinc sulfate per acre is recommended at the time of land preparation only once. Or, for 1 acre, prepare a solution of 350 grams of zinc sulfate, add 1 kilogram of urea and 100 liters of water and use twice at 15 days interval at booting stage. Diseases. Rust, smuts, powdery mildew and septoria diseases are significantly harming that reduce the yield of wheat and quality of the produce. As a precautionary measure, use resistant varieties and seed treatment. Do not over-apply fertilizer. Session 3. In this session, we will learn about best harvesting time and techniques, avoid post-harvesting losses and seed production for next crop. This session will be held in February. Harvesting. Harvesting of wheat starts in March and it should be started in time in order to avoid post-harvesting losses. Post-harvest losses and measures to avoid these losses. Shattering. Over-drying in harvesting may result in shattering and damage by rodents, birds, and by dispersing wind. Therefore, harvest the crop on time. Standing crop loss. Because of carelessness and oversight, some plants are left standing in the field after harvesting. Hence, take measures to avoid this practice. Stacking or piling. The ear heads should face upwards so as to prevent losses from periphery damage by animals, etc. Ensuring the panicles do not touch the ground or lay in water. Delay threshing. Losses may occur if threshing is delayed. That may be because of untimely rains and fast winds. As a good practice, harvesting in the morning and threshing in the afternoon on the same day is recommended. Cleaning. Clean the grain properly after threshing. The threshing yard should be cleaned thoroughly and be free from soil cracks. Threshing loss. The thrasher operator must be skilled and use the proper machine settings. That is, grains must not mix with straw or chaff during threshing. Ensure that threshing is not done during high wind velocity. Drying. Sun dry the grains on tarpaulins or clean drying pads as soon as possible after threshing. Turning or stirring the grains at least once every hour when sun drying to achieve uniform drying is a good practice, keeping the thickness of the grain layer at 3 to 5 centimeters. Hauling. Substantial losses also occur during lying of wheat bundles and transportation from field to the threshing yard. Store safely. A safe storage system will prevent the grain from getting wet after drying and also give protection from insects, rodents, and birds. Grain is protected from re-wetting by rain or from the surrounding air. Wheat grain should not have moisture content higher than 9 to 12%. Produce can be stored for longer periods by the following. Always use new gunny bags for storage and placed systematically in lines. The storing location should be cleaned, elevated, and be airtight. The storing location should not have holes, entrances for animals such as dogs, cats, rodents, etc. For consumption at home, avoid direct chemical use. Add neem leaves in gunny bags to avoid any grain pest attack during storage. After rainy season, the store should be fumigated and if possible, the grain may be sun-dried to maintain the proper moisture percentage. Sealed or hermetic storage systems are an effective means of controlling grain moisture content and insect activity. Domestic prices of wheat. Every year, the government announces the wheat support price and you should not sell your wheat in a price lesser than the support price. Seed productions. Farmers can produce pure, healthy and quality seed of approved crop varieties at their own farms by following the given instructions. Selection of field. Select a field at a farm which is free from soil-borne diseases. Crop varieties. Only recommended varieties should be cultivated. Isolation. For seed purpose, different varieties should not be grown adjacent to each other to avoid outcrossing. Protection from insects, pests, diseases, and weeds. Crops must be fully protected through cultural practices and pesticide use. The seed must not be infected from a previously affected field. Irrigation and fertilization. Irrigation and fertilizer requirements of the fields intended for seed production should be fulfilled at all times and at all costs. Rouging. Plants of other varieties should be uprooted from the field. Removal of undesired plants from seed crop is necessary for seed purification. Best rouging time is when all the spikes of crop have emerged. Harvesting. Do not harvest seed crop with combines to avoid admixture. The thresher should be cleaned before and after threshing of every variety of wheat to maintain varietal purity. Threshing. Threshing floor should be kept clean during harvesting and threshing operations. Drying. The moisture contents of the seeds for storage should not be more than 10 to 12%, and for that purpose, spread seed on a clean floor for drying. Cleaning. Use seed grader for separating shriveled, cut, small size, mud clods, and other contaminants from the seed lot. Storage. After drying and cleaning, the seed should be packed in bags, labeled, and stored properly. The name of the variety should be written on the bags. The store should be fumigated before seed storage.